last week we daily drove a BMW, which you can see here, hopefully. I'll put it up somewhere. And this week we were daily driving this thing until our part comes in so we can fix it. I've got some belt dressing here because if you remember, the belts were squealing like something else. Let's get this thing started up. Hopefully it starts, and put this on. Take her for a quick spin and see if it still squeals. Sounds good to me. Leave that behind the seat in case we need it. Well, I guess on to the next thing, which I believe is gonna be just daily driving this truck. Hopefully it's reliable until the part comes in for the BMW, and then we'll be getting that swapped in. I'll see you then. All right, it's Sunday evening. I gotta head into town so I can do laundry because I was not planning to stay this long, and also to get groceries. Starts right up. Unfortunately, the mice have also gotten into here, so this thing is allergy central, and I have really bad allergies, and from all the sawdust and stuff of working today, they have not been doing too well. So let's hope I survive the drive in that manner. In fact, just before I got in this truck, I pulled a mouse nest out from under the seat. I mean, say what you want, but you can't argue with the sound. Sounds like some old school muscle, even though it hasn't got all that much muscle. Like 85 or 90 degrees right now, and I really would be loving some AC. Well, we've just about made it unscathed, unless you count a bunch of sweat. Oh, this thing is an experience. After the initial highway stint, the stuff mostly blew out, and my allergies aren't too bad. I'm gonna get my clothes clean, go shopping, and then we're gonna get back out to the cabin so I can go working tomorrow. All right, laundry is in. Time to go shopping. And we are off. God, allergies just take everything out of you. I am exhausted, but we're gonna get shopping, get our laundry, and get back out to the cabin and relax. Oh my goodness. We have arrived. Allergies have not improved. Let's go get some groceries though. Man, the allergies are hitting. It is hot out. Go back, get my laundry, get out to the cabin, and turn off for the day. I gotta go see if my laundry's done, and if it is, we'll just get out of here so I don't have to put this stuff in the fridge. But we're gonna get back on the road as soon as we can. I am shot. Yeah, I am watching. And we are off. Boy, daily driving an old pickup with no AC and 90-degree weather is a bit of a commitment, but I'm just glad to have wheels at all, you know? Hey, there's another one. And I'm in fourth gear going 30, and we're about to be in fourth gear going 70. Who needs a 5-speed, am I right? I love listening to the rev of that engine. Wouldn't have it any other way. It's so noisy in here. Man, I tell you what, when I I brake, it pulls hard to the right. I think my grandpa used to align this thing with a tape measure. Oh God. Where's third? I have been getting wafts of clutch smell. I hope that's not an indicator of something bigger. Well, I'm still smelling quite a bit of clutch, and I believe what you just saw was some transmission fluid leaking. I'm gonna see if we can make it out of the cabin, and then we might take a closer look if we got a minute. Something tells me that this truck hasn't been overly well taken care of since my grandpa passed. White truck has made it once again, baby, and I am ready to crack open one of these right here. It has been a long and hot day. Allergies, if you don't have them, they just take the wind out of your sails. You're just exhausted because it's basically like your body's fighting a sickness. Oh, the quiet is so nice. It's such a loud vehicle. Oh man, look at the sun through the trees. Oh, and this chop saw you saw me load, and we're gonna try to take that home in the BMW because that is now mine as a hand-me-down. My dad got a new one. One trip, baby, and I'm still filming it. This is what you call a talented filmmaker, I'd say. And that was a long day. That's it for me. I will see you tomorrow, and we'll take a look at this truck and see if we can figure out what's wrong. All right, I just got off of work, and we're gonna go look at the truck in about 20 seconds because I have a few things to do first, and I'm gonna make future Joel edit it down to that length starting now. I'm honest, I'll just make you cry. Okay, cut the montage. We aren't gonna work on the truck yet. That was way more tiring than I thought it'd be. That lawn is about as rough as the roughest thing you can imagine times 2. And so the cabin's getting pretty warm by this time in the evening. We're gonna go get the AC unit and put that in because oh man, does that sound good. I tell you what, a Miller Lite has never tasted better. Let's go get that AC unit and get it put in. That is gonna feel mighty nice. I'll bet you this isn't the first pickup that looks like this. It's been had a Miller Lite in it. This is my first. I'm on private property. Do not drink and drive, kids. I would rather lie to you. Now's not the right time. Yeah, I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. Look away so you won't see. 'Cause the pain is in my eyes. Break it any moment and shatter your insides. If you feel my mind, call me all night long. Try to give you hints that are hard to see. Right on the line. Oh yes, baby. All right, anyway, we might go work on the truck in a little bit, but I'm gonna hang out for a little bit and recover. I am still dripping in sweat. All right, change of plans. We are going to put out our love and prayers for the truck and hope it makes it into town. And tonight, instead, we are just gonna hang out, have a fire tonight because I got some hot dogs as one of my dinners and I don't wanna have them off of the freaking stove because that wouldn't make any sense. Let's start up a fire. I found this packaging. We're gonna try and use it as kindling. Packaging is going up. Oh my goodness. Uh-oh, oh boy, oh boy. No, don't do that. I don't know how this is gonna work out. Oh, that's a little close, eh? Today on putting wood in a pile and hoping it goes up in flame, this. I think that by no fault of my own, we have been successful. So we're gonna let this burn out here. I'm gonna go get back and get cool in the air conditioning though. We can keep an eye on it through the window. All right, let's kill the AC and go have a wiener. It is still warm out here, but it has tolerable. According to my watch, it's still like 86 out. Let's see how the fire's looking. Oh yeah, we'll just knock that apart and we'll have a great roasting fire. Whew! That is hot. There we go. Oh man, I'm looking forward to these. I'm hungry. Man, I'm living the life. I've got a broken BMW, an old white pickup truck, hot dogs over the fire, IPA from Chainline Brewing Co. in Kirkland. What more could you want? Only the finest buns money can buy. Fortunately, no hot sauce tonight, just Dijon mustard because I did not have room to pack hot sauce in my very limited space on the train when I rode over here. Oh yeah, that is exactly what I wanted. Well, it's gotten dark out here. So I think I am gonna just go to bed and maybe we'll try and get a look at the white truck before I have to drive it into town tomorrow. But if not, I guess we will cross our fingers and hope we make it. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Let's get down there and take a look under this thing and make sure we have all the parts. We might need to make a trip to Harbor Freight. Oh baby, starts right up. First things first, let me make sure we have the tools I need. I have a video for the N52 engine's water pump, which is what is in this car. I couldn't find any videos specific to this car, but hopefully this one from FCP Euro is good enough. I have downloaded it because we do have internet here, but it's not very good. So first we're gonna need a 6, 8, 10, and 16 millimeter socket. I think we should have all those. 10 and our 16. I have found a 6 and an 8. We have all our sockets. We need a T25 and a T30. All right, I seem to have found our Torx. There's a T30 and a T25. Of course, there's ratchets, but I also found a plethora of extensions and swivelies, which I do know we need from watching the video. Hey, look at that. I even found they do have a Torx E12 out here, so we have that. So I don't think I need to make a trip to Harbor Freight. All right, I've put all those back away, so they'll be where we expect them to be when we need them. However, I do want to just jack up the car, kind of get a vibe for it, take a look. I don't want to start disassembling anything until I have parts because knowing me, I'll forget how it goes back together. I do want to use this area over here as a workbench, so I am going to pull the car forward so I can do that. And by pull the car forwards, I mean push it because I don't really want to start it. All right, that should be pretty good, give us enough room. I know there's a floor jack out here, but where? Found it. I think this might be a little overkill for a little BMW, but oh dude, this job is gonna be easy. These have gotta be the flimsiest jack stands. I guess they're old. They haven't killed anyone yet. So all I've got is my phone flashlight here, but I think you'll be able to see, yeah, this right here. This is the water pump. This is the thermostat. I think all we have to do is disconnect the sway bar to get them out, and we'll just pop those things right off and pop the new ones right on. The other thing I wanted to do is just double check the connectors, make sure all the connections are secure, which they do, so I don't think it's the wiring here. Yep, all those feel nice and tight. So looking under there, I did check the logo on it, and it is an OEM water pump. So either the person that did this before bought an OEM one or had it done at the dealership, or this is just the original water pump, which from what I understand, these water pumps are a known issue. However, they can last anywhere from like 60,000 to 160,000 miles. And this car has 132, so it could very well be the original water pump. The one we got is a Pierberg, which is the same brand as this. However, ours doesn't have the little BMW logo on it, so that saved us quite a bit of money. I think we are completely ready to do this job out here on the floor of this shop. It's always kind of fun or nervous or annoying doing a job away from home because you don't have all your tools, but I think we are gonna do just fine. Now, let's take a look underneath this white pickup and see if that leak is still there. No jack stands needed for this one. So I believe this is the transfer case, which comes after the transmission, and it appears to be leaking fluid actually right from the drain bowl. But even so, it hasn't dripped any since I parked it here, which either means that it's empty or it isn't leaking that quick. Maybe I will pick up some, I guess that'd be transmission fluid. I'm not sure, I'll look it up. Maybe I'll pick up some of that to just top it off. All right, I think we have all of the tools and we are prepared to do this job, and it looks like it's gonna be a really easy one. So the part comes in tomorrow on Wednesday. Let's hope we can knock it out, and then we'll stay through Saturday and drive it home. Well, that took so little time, I actually have time to go back up to the cabin and hang out for a little bit before I need to leave for dinner. it once again. I just left it in gear with the parking brake on and it's making this noise. Maybe it'll be here when we get back. Maybe it will be over the hill. Well, it turns out you can't really just look up what kind of gear oil or whatever goes into a transfer case of a 1984 pickup. So we're gonna go try and find out what model this transfer case is. It seems to have stopped moving since I last left it. You know, now that I'm looking at it, it does look kind of red, so maybe it is just automatic transmission fluid. So this is all I'm seeing. It says model 208C. I'm not seeing any other labels on it, so maybe that's what I need to look up. All right, a small amount of research later reveals that yes, and that is an NP208 transfer case, and it should take automatic transmission fluid. There might be some down at the shop here, so we're gonna take the old trusty ATV down there and see if we have any. Ah yes, the BMW in its natural habitat. Looks like we've got some fluids down here. No dice there. Yeah, I don't see any. I think we'll have to pick up some in town or maybe at my grandparents' there's some, so we'll get that topped off before we drive it back out, I think. All right, it's about time to get going to dinner, so I guess we'll pack up the pockets and get out of here. Just about made it here. I'll have to go to dinner and then top off the transmission fluid. It sounds like there's some on hand here at the house, so I won't have to go make a run or anything.
It's cool. Is that salsa?
Yes. All right, we're ready to get back on the road to the cabin. I am gonna hope that the transfer case lasts me until there. It's probably lasted, you know, quite a while already, so we're probably fine, but we need to grab some of the automatic transmission fluid here. All right, so yeah, if it's lasted this long, it'll probably last out to the cabin with a little leak. We'll see. That's famous last words, right? And we are off. Let's hope we make it. I forgot to mention another reason for doing the job out at Cedar Creek is I believe there is a pump which will make the job a lot less messy. I'm hearing some clunking while turning. That's a little concerning. We might have bigger issues than a transfer case leaking. If I had to guess, I'd say the clunking we heard, because it only happens when we're turning, is one of the axle ends. I'm not sure what they're called on a solid axle, but one of those little U-joint things. All right, supposedly there's a transfer pump somewhere around here, which will just make this job a little bit cleaner. I don't know if I'll be able to find it though. So I couldn't actually find the transfer pump, but I think this bolt is, you know, clear enough around it that we might just be able to get to it. Now nothing should leak out of here because this is the fill port. You just fill it until this is overflowing. Oh, the transfer case is a little toasty. Now we're just gonna try and tilt this up and get it in there. Oh, well. Got some wire that I intend to use as an impromptu dipstick. Yeah, I think we're pretty much full, so I'm gonna call that good. It only took us, you know, most of a quart here. How much actually made it in there, who knows? As for fixing the original problem, I will leave that to the owners of this vehicle. Okay, I think that's tight enough. Let's try to clean up my spill here. Well, with that, hopefully our transfer case won't explode on us anytime soon. our part should be in tomorrow. We'll run into town with the white truck, pick it up, and hopefully put it on this BMW, and that'll have to be our last trip in the truck. For now, I'm gonna grab my M&Ms, get back up to the cabin, and enjoy the rest of my evening. All right, I will see you tomorrow when hopefully we are finally getting around to fixing that BMW. Good night. That's right, the parts are in. We're gonna head into town and get them, and if all goes well, this will be our last time driving the white truck. Of BMW parts that I paid $500 for. You see how in here there are 4 identical boxes? Each one of these boxes contains a water pump. I think someone grabbed this big blue box off the shelf as it was labeled water pump and didn't realize that they actually contained 4. So I actually have 4 water pumps. I'll probably contact FCP Euro and they'll probably want these back because that's like $1,500 worth of water pumps almost. For now, I'm just gonna take this out of the cabin and we'll probably just take those home with us after I get one of the 4 swapped in. Unless I'm mistaken and the car actually takes 4 water pumps, but I don't think that's the case. Now I'm morally obligated to go out of my way to return these things. I'm gonna do it, but it would have been nice to not have to bother with it. On the plus side, if we have a defective part, we can just try a different water pump, right? Back when we used to do wood in this truck, my grandpa would always stop with the grandkids and get us an ice cream cone. So it's only fitting that after a week of driving this thing, I celebrate making it back and forth with an ice cone. I can't drive and film and eat this at the same time, so we'll get back out to the cabin here. That hit the spot. We're about back out now. We can get started on the car. We have made it. This truck is now gonna live out here, so I will go park it at its resting spot for now. And that is the truck's new home for the foreseeable future, and hopefully we will not be in need of it again. As for me, I will be going and getting changed into some grubbies, and we'll get started on that BMW finally. I almost forgot though, before we go change, this process requires running the water pump for about 8 minutes with the car off, and so I'm gonna hook up a battery tender here and make sure that it's nice and charged. Okay, I guess I think that's working, so hopefully when we need to run the water pump to bleed the system, we'll be able to. All right, there we go. Let's go do this incredibly easy job. Here is our new thermostat, of which we only got one. Damn it. Here is our coolant. I thought it would just be a little easier to get it all as one package and it didn't cost too much more. And then we will only be needing one of these water pumps. Considering this is electric instead of any sort of pulley or anything, you just see a little electrical connector. And the thermostat in this car is also electrical instead of mechanical, so we just have a little electrical connector on there. And this stuff is concentrated, so I will need to get my hands on some water. For now, I think it's time to crawl under this BMW. I don't have any of my fancy tools, so instead of my nice LED Ryobi battery light, we're gonna be working with this halogen wall-powered light. Oh yes, and the previous owner did tell me that there was a leak from the oil pan gasket. And I am seeing evidence of that down here. I think this is our coolant drain pan here. This right here is our drain plug, so that'll drain most of the system. And it'll be a little less messy than just popping off one of these tubes. I believe we also need to loosen the sway bar here so it can hang down. No automated ratchets here. I miss my automated ratchet. All right, it seems like it's just about done draining. Let's put the plug back in. All right, we've got our sway bar out of the way here. Now it's time to start undoing hose clamps and get all these hoses off. It looks like we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hose clamps to undo. Let me double check that on our new parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so the camera died. I'm a professional, I promise, but I got the 4 off that are 6 millimeters. And now I just have these 2 with these weird types of clips that I don't really understand. I would say I could snap those off with a little flathead screwdriver. Well, that's kind of clever. They also have a little resting spot where they hang out while it's open. All right, now all my hoses are done. I should probably bring my bucket back over here. Let's try this one first here. On second thought, maybe not. Oh my goodness. Screwdriver. How the heck are you supposed to get that off? What's wrong with using hose clamps for all of them, I wonder? Well, we might as well let that drain. Ah, finally. Nope, never mind. Oh, finally. Nope, never mind. Oh, finally. There's one. How is there coolant in there too? Coolant everywhere. Oh, there went one of the hoses. Oh, Jesus! God! Well, we have this little weird U-shaped hose. There's our other hose clamp. All right, we lost the glasses because I couldn't see because they had coolant on them. I might be the worst YouTuber ever. The camera turned off a while ago. The red light was still on because it was charging, not because it was recording. Long story short, it went smoothly. We got it back together. I even put the sway bar back on because I'm so confident that it's gonna work. So we're gonna drop this thing down and fill it up with some coolant and see what happens. So I believe this car takes about 2 gallons, and so if I just dump all of this in there, it should be pretty close. So there it took like 1.5 liters. Let's see if we can get the procedure to run. All right, ignition on, all the way to hot, fan speed lowest, and press and hold gas pedal. Do I hear something happening? Okay, it's definitely running. My coolant level in the reservoir isn't going down though. I guess it takes about 8 minutes though, so I guess we'll watch the reservoir, see if it goes down. So this really hasn't moved at all, the little float there, and I've read online that you can jack up the front or the rear and that might help to get bubbles out. So it is currently going through the procedure for the second time, and so I'm going to try jacking it up. Oh! Did you all just see that? I just blew on it to force the coolant through and it actually worked. God, that tastes bad. So what I'm doing here is I'm waiting for my computer here to tell me that the pump's running and up to RPM and I can hear it, and then I'll just put my mouth over this and blow on it. I've gotten better. Now I'm using so I don't actually put my lips on the neck, so I have less chance of consuming coolant, because I don't know, but I hear that stuff's not good for you. Would not recommend. 0 out of 10. At least when you're working out here, you can just walk out the door and get a view like that. That's not too bad, eh? Well, here goes nothing. The reason I want to take it in a drive instead of just letting it idle is because I think that'll help, you know, shift the coolant around, maybe circulate it, I'm not sure. One of the suggestions I saw was to do it on a steep hill, so maybe we'll go over to the really steep hill and try doing the bleeding procedure there. All right, let's go over to that really steep hill. Ignition on. Hold down the gas pedal. I heard a little gurgle, so I guess that means it starts. It is currently 8:30, so I guess we'll wait here until 8:40. There's worse places to hang out. I hear it doing things. I don't know if it's gonna make it any better, but hey, it can't hurt. Now, your company is not appreciated. mosquito. I think we should be about done by now. While I was sitting here, I just noticed this tree. It fell over from over there and fell right in between the crook and those trees. This hill is actually steep enough that the gearbox alone was not enough to hold me. It kept slipping, I guess, turning over the engine. So I had to put my foot on the brake. I did hear gurgling and stuff, so now we'll drive back to the shop, see if I need to add any more coolant, and then do it again, but facing uphill this time. Yeah, I know I'm not buckled up. Hopefully it's not too hot to blow up on me. I guess we'll find out shortly. I hear some gurgling. Didn't move at all. From what I understand, this is supposed to be about level with the top, and so ours is a little overfilled if anything. Well, I guess we'll go back and run it one more time pointing uphill. Can't really hurt. All right, that there is the steepest part. All right, I heard it going. It's 8:46, so I guess I'll wait here till 8:56. I'm hearing burbly noises. All right. We're gonna try and go up this hill because I don't like backing down steep hills, but let's see if we can do it. Jesus, it's steep. Well, it wasn't my smoothest ever, but hey, not too bad. Oh, hey, I just got a coolant low notification. I bet you it worked. Let's get back over to the shop and top it off. We might have to do that a time or two more then, which is really a pain in the ass. Ready, Babbitt. All right, more coolant. Oh yeah, sure enough, our stick is nowhere to be seen. All right, I'm gonna do that a few more times, but I'm not gonna bore you with it. I think we're gonna call that good for now. I am gonna fill this up with 50-50 with some water. All right, so that's about 50-50, and we'll throw that in the trunk. All right, well, I guess let's take it for a drive on the pavement. I don't want to take it too far in case we have to limp it home, but I think we are fixed. I guess we'll see if it overheats while we're on the road. I don't think it's going to, but we'll see it. And that's nice to know that it has the low coolant light, which I did not see earlier when the pump broke. Tell you what, this smile is good news. I'd already forgotten how fun this car is, and we are staying rock solid right in the middle of the temperature gauge. Let's go. Aside from the tricky bleeding, that wasn't even all that hard. Just because it's such a pleasure to work on. And so far this car has been no different. I'm sure my fancy code scanner has helped that impression, but still. Wow, this is fun. I've forgotten how much I enjoy this car. Let's get back home and crack open a celebratory beverage. I just drove this car hard and it didn't even struggle. It's right dead center in the middle of the temperature gauge. Take a look. This was a success. Hell yeah. Unfortunately, before I can go have a celebratory beverage, I need to clean up my mess. As you would have seen in other videos previous to this one, this car does have other issues such as the traction control, and that's gonna have to wait for another video because I didn't know I was gonna be here so long, so I had that stuff shipped to home, so we gotta make it home before I put that stuff on. However, I have a mess. Oh, and as darkness falls, it is time to head back up to the cabin. Oh, home sweet home. Home sweet home. Yeah, I know the keys are in it. Oh, speaking of the keys being in it, we're in a convertible. All right. That's the spot. Thank you so much for watching. That's the end of this video. I hope I see you again next week when we try to make it across the state with that thing. It's going to be about 400 miles. And believe it or not, we are going to try to hit a watchtower. So it's going to be a long hike because that car isn't going anywhere near off-road. But if you do want to see that right now, it's up on Patreon, so go check it out. I'm curious to see if it'll make it. I'm glad that the water pump failed here rather than when I was halfway across the state, because then no one would have come and rescued me. If you liked seeing this fiasco of video where I daily drove the white truck and fixed the BMW, then hit the like button. If you want to tell me anything I did wrong, such as not using distilled water, I should have picked some up while I was in town, but I forgot, and so leave that as a comment down below. I guess all that to say, thanks so much for watching. I had a really good time driving the white truck, making sure it kept running, fixing up the BMW. I hope you had a good time watching it too. That's all I got. I will see you now on Patreon or see you next week here on YouTube. Man, it's been a good couple of weeks, but I am looking forward to being home.